Did you know that there are over 1,400 ingredients that are banned in European countries and even developing countries like Vietnam and Cambodia? In the United States, there's only 9 banned ingredients, and these ingredients are banned only from our food, so it doesn't even include beauty and lifestyle products. And so today I want to share with you a little bit about what these ingredients are and how they affect us. And the reason I started learning about this was because I started noticing different symptoms in myself, like severe acne, weight gain, indigestion, mental health problems. There was just a list of things that I felt I couldn't even keep up with, and some days it was really hard. And so I started learning about these things to help myself, really, and I hope that it can do the same for you today. Some of the diseases that these chemicals that are banned in other countries have been linked to include Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, hormonal imbalances, birth defects, and inflammation in our body. And so I don't want to scare you into being healthy. I don't want you to feel like this is a change that you need to make day to night. Tomorrow you are an all organic person. That's not the purpose of my message today. The purpose is to make you feel like a more informed consumer. I want you to feel confident when you go to the store and you buy a product and you can feel that you know this is a better choice than what you were buying before. Because really, this is a journey that if you choose to embark on can really transform the way you feel in your everyday life. And it's a journey. It's not going to be pretty every single day. It's not going to be easy every day. And it's certainly going to take time to become educated and to learn how and what ingredients we need to avoid personally. So the first question we have to ask ourselves is, what are toxins and how are they affecting us? And so the first 2 or 3 that I want to really address that are the main ones are pesticides and GMO crops. So pesticides are just that. They kill the bugs on our plants and they're chemicals essentially. And they are considered to be sprayed on conventional crops. And so these conventional crops, they're allowed to be sprayed with all sorts of chemicals to either enhance the growing of the crop, to prevent different animals from eating it. They're poison basically for everything that's not the plant. And GMOs are genetically modified organisms. The way I like to think of it is a seedless watermelon versus a normal watermelon. So we know that watermelons, they grow with seeds naturally, but a lot of people don't like the seeds and they bite into it, and so they will buy a seedless watermelon. But that seedless watermelon is a GMO crop. Someone in a lab has taken a watermelon seed and genetically modified it to grow without seeds. And so that's what a GMO is. And right now, that's one of the biggest controversies that the agriculture business faces right now. There is a lot more research being brought to light about the different negative effects that these GMO crops and pesticides are starting to have on our bodies. The second group I want to talk about is phthalates. Phthalates include things like parabens, sulfates. There's very many different names for the chemicals that are considered under the group of phthalates. And essentially, a phthalate is a chemical that mimics our natural hormones. They basically trick our body into thinking that they're receiving hormones, and they're really not. And the danger with this is that our body naturally produces hormones, and hormones are like the chemical codes that our body needs for a lot of major processes. And if our body thinks it's receiving a code to do something, it's either going to overproduce it, or if it thinks it's not getting a code, then it's not going to produce enough. And this is where the imbalances come in, which can result in mental health disorders like depression and anxiety, inflammation, birth defects, lower IQs in children, problems with attention and hyperactivity, damage to the liver, kidneys, lungs, and reproductive systems in both men and women. And so the feelings of discomfort that we experience because we're consuming all of these chemicals are normal. When I first started this journey, I didn't realize how bloated I was feeling until I woke up one day and I wasn't that bloated anymore. And I thought, wow, I'm actually hungry today. What is this? And it's important to recognize that these feelings aren't normal and that there is something that we can do about it. I follow a health influencer, if you will, on Instagram. Her name is Carolyn Call, and she's a health advocate and a mental health advocate. And her story starts with her basically being diagnosed with postpartum depression after having one of her childs, and how it led to an attempt of suicide. Her doctors wanted to just essentially medicate her, but she felt like giving her more medication on top of all of the negative feelings she was having wasn't really doing it for her and had still led her to be in the hospital. And so she started to do research on what different kinds of foods could help her improve her moods and help her support a healthier and more productive life than what she was living at the time. And so this was a story that I had heard that really convinced me and showed me the power in our food and in cleaning up the toxins in our life. One of the biggest differences I've noticed since this journey is how much my anxiety has calmed down, and it's something that I am really grateful for. And it's something that I know a lot of people face today. And I know that after receiving all this information, it can feel overwhelming. I think it's really natural when you learn about something that is harmful to us that we're probably consuming. It's hard to immediately find replacements that we like because not all of the natural substitutes work that great. So that's another struggle on this journey, is still finding products that do the job we need them to while they're not harming us. And it's also difficult to know exactly what is harming us. By knowing these things, it doesn't mean that you're going to get cancer. It doesn't mean that you're going to get Alzheimer's. These are just simply experiences that I've had and that I've seen a lot of other people have had that I know can make a difference in your life. And so while we face this journey, I think it's important that we are patient with ourselves and that we don't let our fears kind of overwhelm us to the point where we're backing away from confronting the ingredients and the toxins that are really in our house that we can clean up. And being aware of what could cause our body harm or even what could be affecting the people that we love around us can be a strength that we use to help others and to help ourselves. But we really can't help other people if we're not first becoming educated ourselves.